if I asked you, how would you act if a woman was interested in you and you knew this explicitly from like one of her friends or even from herself, right? Either she like explicitly told you she's interested in you, or her friends or your friends told you that she was interested in you. You would probably act very confident, very relaxed around her, very yourself, not necessarily monitoring every goddamn word you're saying, right? Similarly, I want you to act that exact way with every single woman you're interested in. In other words, I want you to assume that every single woman that you are interested in is interested in you. Again, every single woman that you like likes you back. Now bear with me for just a second. You might be like, oh, why should I do this? That's unrealistic. Doing that is just gonna put me in the friend zone. It's risky, it's this or that. I understand you might think that, but here's the thing. When you have the mindset that every woman is interested in you, every woman that you like, likes you back, you're naturally going to carry yourself in a more confident way, in a way that's not doubting every goddamn move you make, not doubting every single thing you're saying. You're just being supernatural. You're not going to be overthinking things. You're going to be showing up as your best self. And the fact that you have that mindset is going to give you the better or the best chances for success with any particular girl. I want you to think about it this way. Let's say you're playing soccer and you were told to shoot the ball, to try to, shoot it into the goal. Regardless of whether or not you were like an actual soccer player or like trying out for it, whatever, even if you were just playing with your friends. For sure, if you have the mindset that, this is probably not gonna go in, I might as well not kick it as hard, I'll try, but I'm probably gonna fail at it. If you have that mindset, you're very unlikely to kick the ball into the goal. And even if you do, you're probably gonna do it very weakly, because if you do it very weakly, it's probably gonna be saved by the goalie. However, if you have the mindset of, I'm 100% confident this is gonna go in. I'm 100% confident that this ball, once I hit it in a certain way, a certain angle, with a certain force, it's gonna go in the goal. When you have that mindset, sure, it's not gonna go in 100% of the times. However, you're way better off hitting the ball like that with that mentality, because it has a way higher chance of the ball going in, even if it doesn't go in. Similarly here, that's why you have to think that every single woman that you like likes you back. Always assume that. Now again, back to the whole unrealistic part. Part of you might be like, oh, this is unrealistic. I'm not used to this. I'm way too nervous to do this. All right, that's cool. But here's a way to start getting yourself into that mentality and kind of programming yourself without bullshitting yourself. Here's a way to do it. I want you to start listing. If you're pretty new to this, you should do this. You don't necessarily have to if you're like more advanced. But if you're new to this, what I want you to do is I want you to list your absolute best qualities that make you attractive to a woman. If you list a quality that's like, okay, I'm a specialist in so-and-so, programming so-and-so, I mean, that's cool and all, but that doesn't necessarily have to do with you being attractive to a woman. I'm talking about those specific things. And don't bullshit yourself. Write those things on a piece of paper, physically, not even in a note on your phone. Write it physically with your own handwriting on a piece of paper. As many qualities as you possibly can, and be as specific as you possibly can. Qualities that either you know about yourself or people have told you about consistently, maybe even from like a young age. If you were always told that you're in great shape, list that. If you were always told that you're very fashionable, list that. If you're always told that you're very funny, list that, because funny guys are attractive guys. If you're always told that you're very charismatic, list that. If you were always told, or you know that you're like above average in height, list that, because that's attractive. As many things as you can list those things, and start reading them when you first wake up and right before you go to sleep. Why those exact times? Is because those two times are the times where your subconscious is most susceptible to being influenced. I know this might sound like new terms to you, but trust me, it actually works because you're programming your mind to actually start acting on autopilot. For example, for myself, I don't write these things down, but here's what I know about myself that would make me attractive to women. I know that I'm a good-looking guy, and I've been told this ever since I was a kid, basically, ever since I was young. I know I'm not like Brad Pitt looking, but I know I'm a good-looking guy, and many women would find me attractive. I'm tall, I'm 6 feet tall, I'm taller than most men. I'm in good shape. I'm smart, I'm charming, I have charisma, I have good social skills. People love talking to me. I'm an intellectual. I mean, I just said smart, basically the same thing. I'm creative, I make videos for a living. I like to think outside the box. I make good money, that's also attractive. Obviously, it's a little on the superficial level, but at the same time, also women look for stability and stuff like that, so that would make you attractive. You know, I make good money. I'm very fashionable. I mean, this is pretty good clothes. This isn't even my best, but this is decent as of right now. I'm going to work right now. But basically, dude, you need to work on these things as much as you possibly can until you start getting it. And then I'm telling you, man, when you start interacting with women, but hang on, here's a disclaimer. You have to actually believe that you are a likable dude to women. You have to believe that this is going to work. You have to believe that when you start interacting with this woman, she actually likes me. You can't just be saying this by just words and not truth. If you know you're out of shape, you know you don't look the best, you know your haircut sucks, you know your style sucks, you know you have no charisma, no jokes, it's probably not gonna work. But what you can do is this: you can fake it till you make it, like fake it at first as you're trying or as you're improving yourself. Yes, then it could definitely work. Or better yet, if you already have certain areas of your life improved, your style is good, your swagger is good, your charisma is good, your this is that, and that is good, then you can easily start picking this up. And then when you assume that every woman's interested in you, every woman that you likes you back, you're gonna be so confident when you're dealing with them. I want you to picture two scenarios. First scenario is a guy who is interested in a girl. He doesn't know if she's feeling the same way about him, but he goes, yeah, so you seem like you're pretty cool. So do you think it might be a good idea to go out? What do you think? And he looks at her after like this. What do you think? And he has like a high-pitched voice. What do you think? You see how it's like going up? What do you think? Versus guy number two, he's out with his friends and he happens to meet a girl, you know, like a social gathering, whatever. And then in the end, he's like, in the end, he's just like, yeah, you have, you're good vibes. When are you free, by the way? You see, when are you free, by the way? That automatically assumes that she's interested and that she's going to say yes. It's not, I want to possibly take you out. Are you okay with that? Obviously, you want to be respectful, but when you say something like, when you're free, have a fun plan, that is respectful. That automatically assumes that she is interested. Why? Because guy number two, this is so normal for him. It's already in the bag for him. He knows it's going to happen. He knows she's going to like him. He's used to this. He's used to women liking him. Guy number one is not used to it. It's so foreign to him. And even if women actually like him, he's carrying himself in a way that women don't really like him, which makes him very unlikable, way more unlikable. Guy number two automatically assumes the best, assumes that the woman's interested in him. And listen, man, no matter who you are, no matter how you look, no matter what you do, this is never going to work on every single woman. I don't care how good looking you are too. Not every single woman is going to like you. Even if a woman finds you very attractive, that doesn't necessarily mean that she likes you and she wants to go out on a date with you. Maybe she likes to look at you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she likes you enough to go on a date with you. And that's okay. But you always assume that. You know what? Think about it this way. Remember how I said in the beginning of the video, if imagine that every single woman that you like, her friend has told you that she likes you, or she explicitly told you herself that she likes you. Remember when I said that? Think about that. Until proven otherwise, that's the case. Until proven otherwise, she likes me. She likes me until proven otherwise. Until she explicitly tells me, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, or she turns me down a bunch of times. And that's okay. She's going to respect the fact that you tried either way. She's going to respect the fact that you went ahead and were bold enough and said, when you free, instead of, oh, do you think possibly we could potentially go out on Friday? You see the difference? This is a huge difference in the mentality. But I'm telling you, man, I personally apply this in my life myself. Yes, this is how I approach women. Whether it's in real life, whether it's on social media. Sure, do I get rejected? Absolutely, I get rejected. But I'm completely okay with that. I don't take rejection personally. 100%. I'm not bullshitting you. 100%. I don't take it seriously. Even if I know I'm going to see them again, even though if I know there's tons of mutual friends, I really don't give a shit. Because what do I have to hide? The fact, if you give a shit, that means you're hiding something. You're afraid of something. I'm not afraid of shit when it comes to this. Because I know I'm not harming them in any way. If anything, I'm giving them the gift of my time, the gift of my attention. And if they choose to reject that gift, that's on them. And I legitimately, here's another thing. It could sound a bit arrogant to you, but that's not how I see it. Which, even if you do see it that way, that's fine. But anyways, if a woman does reject me, in the back of my mind, I'm like, she definitely has bad taste. She definitely has shitty taste. Because how would she reject a guy like me? I have everything that most women are looking for. That's my mentality, at least. I know it's not every woman's going to like me, but that's the mentality I have. Looks, physique, social skills, charisma, decent sense of humor. I make good money. I'm very spontaneous. I'm creative. I think outside the box. I do cool stuff. I like to travel. I'm a fun dude. Half the time I'm super serious. Like maybe when I make these videos, I'm a little more on the serious side. But the other half of the time, I'm a fucking clown. I'm a goofball. With my friends and stuff, it's just how I am. And that's totally fine. But anyways, yeah. So when a woman does reject me, that's just what I think. I'm like, she definitely has shitty taste. If she's gonna choose to reject me, it's like, plus emotionally mature, plus good communication skills, plus good this, plus good that, confidence, everything. So yeah, that's just how I think about myself, and that's how I believe that you should think about yourself too, because you can't lose from this, dude. It's a win-win situation. It's either they like you, or they don't like you, and you either learn from it or win from it, consider it a win. Because if they don't like you, that's a win in and of itself, because A, you dodged a bullet, B, you're conditioning yourself not to give a shit anymore about what women think about you if they don't like you, and it's completely fine if they don't like you, bro. It's so, like, a lot of people are like, oh, that's awkward. We have so many mutual friends. Who cares? Who cares if you have mutual friends? You have to start acting like the man you want to become. If you want to become that man who's really considered attractive to a lot of women, act that way. Would that man act that way if he was rejected by a woman? Probably not, because he knows that there are tons of other women interested in him. Like I said, I swear to God, that's how I carry myself. And I'm not ever surprised when I know that a woman's interested in me. I'm like, of course she's interested in me. Why wouldn't she be interested in me? This isn't because of like arrogance or anything. I just worked on myself a lot and enough for women to be interested in me. It's just another day for me. It's like, okay, it's normal. I expect that. You should be the same too. If you work on yourself enough and you're on the right path and you're being a man about your life and you're taking care of the things you need to take care of, you got good social skills, you're a decent dude, you're going places in life, it's like, of course, I'm expecting this. I'm not gonna expect anything less. Every man should carry himself with that mentality, and every man, I believe, could achieve that. And there's no arrogance in that. Sure, they might say, oh, that's arrogant. Who cares what they say? You just do your thing, bro, and I'm telling you, man, if you carry yourself with that mentality, I swear to God, you will notice a difference. Assuming, again, that you actually believe this, like you actually believe that woman's interested in you, which means you actually believe that you are an attractive dude in some way, shape, or form, right? You don't have to be the most attractive guy on the planet. You don't have to be the most stylish guy on the planet. You don't have to be the most good-looking guy on the planet, but you have to have something about you that is interesting to women, and you have to legitimately believe it. Carry yourself with that mentality, man, and I promise you, with work, of course, and starting to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in this, it's not going to work. But do that, man, for a long enough period of time, and I promise you it's going to make a difference in your life, and you probably won't regret it, dude. Peace.